Greetings and welcome to the Saturday Morning Vodkast podcast. Enough said. Please stop. Hey, all you Billy Bumblers out there. How you doing this Saturday morning? I found this shirt yesterday for $3 on clearance at Walmart. I guess it was a Father's Day thing. I don't know. I didn't really care. I saw it and I'm like, oh my God. How many times in my life have I called myself the man, the myth, the legend, or others? I mean, all the dozens and dozens of the Vodkast fans, they cry out. They say, we want the man, we want the myth, we want the legend. Well, you got it, baby. And then I proceeded to drop toothpaste last night before I went to bed on it. Does anybody else sleep like this? Now, I put this shirt on, I don't know, sometime in the evening last night, and after a shower, I believe it was. And then I wear it to bed. And then I wear it in the morning the next day when I have to deal with things like feeding the dog and taking him out in the morning. My rituals of feeding the pets and so on and so forth. My traditions. And then, eventually I take a shower and I take it off because I don't wear shirts in the shower. And then I put a new one on and I go through that cycle again. Is that a weird thing? That seems pretty natural. I mean, I would think whatever you wear to bed, I don't know of many people outside of people who go to work, idiots, that get up and change their clothes in the morning. I'll take a shower occasionally in the morning, but usually that's a mid-afternoon treat. A nice little time for me to get away from the chores and all the traditions, take part in over the course of the day. That's 2 nights in a row, too, that I've spilt toothpaste on my shirt while I was brushing my teeth. I don't know what I'm doing wrong these days. I thought I had it down to a science. I like to wet my toothbrush, and then I put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and then I put it in my mouth. I mean, it's not like I'm taking it and just like flinging it at my shirt. I haven't got to that point yet. I mean, I haven't forgotten so terribly that I'm flinging, I keep wanting to call it toilet paper. Does anybody else brush their teeth with toilet paper? Toilet paper is the worst thing to have to clean anything up with. You ever run into a situation where you walk into your bathroom and your sink is a mess or something, you just can't deal with it, and you're like, I don't want to use a face cloth and, make it all scummy. But there's no paper towels up here, and there's no rags. And you go for toilet paper, and you just end up with it everywhere. And then it dries, and then it's all over everything that you tried to keep clean in the first place. Maybe I'm not cleaning right. Mama never taught me how to clean. I grew up. Let's talk about my childhood. I know you want to hear it. I don't want to hear all about it. I don't know much about it. I don't remember much of it. I don't remember much of anything. But I remember growing up, I was disillusioned. I was disillusioned into believing that, your parents did everything for you. And it wasn't until I met my friends in my, later teen years, mid to late teen years, that I realized that, I had been coddled terribly. And it was a terrible smack in the face. And sometimes it still rears its ugly head. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm an adult. My ashy mother, who sits in a box on my shelf, she ain't gonna do that for you no more. Now, obviously, I figured that out. I'm 46 years old at this point. But when I was younger, even into my early 20s, I was just shocked at the things that your parents didn't do for you. I didn't do laundry until, I don't know, maybe 30 years old. I know that's pathetic, but it was an assumption thing. I knew, but I didn't take advantage of it. But the fact of the matter is, if somebody wants to do your laundry, if they're that into doing your laundry, if they're so gung-ho about it that they go out of their way to collect your laundry and then bring it back to you, you can't complain about it. You know what I mean? I mean, you could. Yeah. So that's a little insight into me there this morning. Foods, I never tried anything growing up. My mother never made me try anything. Anything I wanted to eat, I was just like, yeah, we'll have that. I'll have this. I'll have that. And the first time I tried peanut butter and jelly was enlightening. The first time I had chicken parmesan was glorious. And it's unfortunate that it was so much later in life that I discovered these things, because I think I could have enjoyed a lot more foods growing up than, it took me all this time to discover now as an adult. As an adult. Ow! Ooh, damn. And when the smoke finally cleared, the man, the myth, the legend was still there, standing strong for all to see and hear, for the world to know. If you couldn't be a human being, what would you want to be? What do you wish human beings were? I wish human beings were better. Well, fuck my ass. I had nothing to really talk about. I was considering doing the Toe of Satan this morning by myself, but right now it's 8:30. I've been up for about 2 hours at this point. This is a crazy morning. Occasionally we'll let the kids sleep in our rooms and snuggle them at night. Even though it's great that even though they're getting older, they still love to do that and they still love to spend time with us. I'm afraid to send the kids back to school next year because eventually they're going to find friends that they realize are way cooler than we are, and they're not going to want to do any of that stuff anymore. I'm sure they will from time to time, but we done raised them right. What was I just talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. It was a weird night last night. Normally we just all, go to bed in our respective rooms. Sometimes Grayson and Griffin are up watching television programs much later than they should be. And so last night, Carol slept in with Grayson in his room, and Griffin came in and stayed with me. And I woke up this morning to the dog on the bed, which the dog never jumps on the bed in the morning. Like, the dog doesn't get up until 9 o'clock. I mean, you could make him get up, but normally he doesn't get up on his own until about 9 o'clock. And sometimes even then I'm waking him up. But this morning he was on the bed because he realized I think Griffin was in there, and he was super excited about it. It was either that or he heard Carol out in the hallway as she was getting ready for work. But nonetheless, my morning started way earlier than I planned. I have a Zoom meeting on Saturday nights, which I look forward to all week. And I try to sleep on Saturdays as late as I can. I never get past 7:30. I never do. But 6:30 was a little bit much, so I might need a little nappy nap this afternoon. I can't take naps. I take a yearly nap. There's one day a year I usually take a nap, and it's on the perfect outdoor day. And I take a blanket outside, and I lie down, and I look up at the sky until my eyes burn. And then at some point I fall asleep, and I wake up, and the sun is slowly dipping into the horizon, and eventually it dips away, and that's usually when I drag my ass back in the house and do whatever I got to do. Eat some food, learn how to brush my teeth properly. Let's see if I beat the eagle today. Oh, God damn it. 15. I need a 17 to beat the eagle. So I have not begun the editing process of the Weed Show yet, but I collected all the footage and photographs that I've taken since day one, right after receiving the seeds through perfectly legal means. And then the whole process of trying to germinate. But there's not a lot of footage, but there's I think there'll be a good half-hour video for you guys to check out, at least up to this point. I probably won't even finish it until I've harvested, dried, and we can sit down and try it together. But that will allow me to collect a lot more footage, and I think we'll end up with, maybe a few episodes. We'll see how that goes. I'm sorry this is so boring this morning. Yesterday, I felt like I hit gold. Maybe you guys didn't love it as much as I did, but I had so much fun start to finish creating yesterday's video. It reminded me of the old days, the Road to 40 days, where I would be on fire, excited, couldn't wait to get home, to get into the office, to get everything set up, to film that night's episode of the Road to 40. And yesterday felt a little bit like that, where I had nothing in my head. All I wanted to do was do something. I wanted to film something. It's so much, the process is so much fun, but yesterday was the most fun that I can have doing that. Unfortunately, I keep running through these issues where if I'm doing little minor steps inside of Premiere, the audio will go tick, tick, tick. You know how you do it. If you work in Premiere, you know what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, the computer just freezes up, and I have to reboot, hard, cold, whatever the fuck you call it, reboot, and get back into it again. And then if I clear my cache, usually, you don't give a fuck about this. I'm sorry. I've just been having trouble editing, and it's starting to become worrisome because with my other project, High from Space, there's a lot of editing. It was 3 weeks of editing for the first episode. I'm trying to figure out what I can say without giving anything away. I'm being very vague, but I'll at least let you in on the fact that we started at 2 hours and 29 minutes, our first episode, and we have whittled it down to 34 minutes. And I think that's where it's going to live, because if I have to touch that one more time, I swear to Christ, there might be a little bit of cleanup involved. But so, the runtime of the first episode. I can't tell you the subject matter. What else can I say? I guess I can't say much more than that. Anyway, my point being is that when it takes 3 weeks, and hopefully we'll whittle it down that I can get it done in a week, so that we're filming on a Wednesday, and by the following Wednesday when we're filming again, I've finished the edit for the first episode. Once again, I'm dragging you down into my world of technology, which I don't know if you care about the process. If you care about the process, just let me know in the comments below. If you want me to shut the fuck up about the process and talk about stuff like, I don't know. I was hoping I had something fun and interesting. Oh, here we go. Let's pull this out. Eventually, I wanted to try this. I got this for Father's Day. I had been admiring, the truff for a while at Fresh Market, and I saw it online. I looked it up online, and it was a little bit more than I want to pay for a hot sauce. But I really wanted to try it because it seems fancy and interesting. And I'm not a huge truffle fan, but I'm wondering how it'll work out in this. And I want to try that on something, but I want it to be the perfect thing. Like, I want that to pair with something so that when I eat it, it's like, damn, dude, yeah, that's what you were waiting for, motherfucker. Meet you in the quad later on. We'll fucking spice it up with Buddha. I have been nursing an injury that I cannot recover from. This is the first time in my life where something hasn't just eventually gone away. My whole life I've lived by that philosophy. Stay the fuck away from the doctor unless you've cut your arm off or something, because they always want to poke and prod and figure out something, and then they find little things that if they just fucking left them alone, you wouldn't have died at 72. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in that. I am also a firm believer in science, technology, and medical advancements. I just personally, for some reason, I know that there will come a time when I can't avoid it anymore, and this might be that time. But I don't want to be in an elbow injury that takes me out. You know what I mean? It's here. It's like here. And you know how I got it? I was pushing aside clothes in my closet, trying to fit fucking t-shirts in. We have so many goddamn clothes in our closet, and I pushed a little too hard, and it felt like a ripping, like a sheet of rubber, maybe a little less rubbery, more papery, but some hybrid of rubber paper. It was like and like it wasn't like a tear. I can't really explain it. It was here though, and this still hurts to the touch, like somewhere in here. I can't. Oh yeah, if I turn. Oh, I felt that up my shoulder. Man, getting old sucks. My knees, my hips, my ankles, everything. I've lost a ton of weight. I feel like things should be easier on my joints now. Like going up and down the stairs is a lot easier. I don't get winded, but at the same time, everything hurts and I'm dying. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because I was hoping that lightning would strike twice in the same place. Maybe it did. Maybe you guys will enjoy this. Maybe you hated yesterday. I don't know. But if you're enjoying watching these as much as I'm enjoying making them, then you should really consider liking, especially liking. That's going to help out the algorithm. Come on. Algorithm. Algorithm. Hello, Mr. Algorithm. It's nice to meet you. Mr. Gorithm. Mr. Gorithm. Mr. Gorithm. Algorithm. Mr. Gorivet. Mr. Gorivet. Mystical River. Mystical River. Mr. McTavish. Also consider commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that other stuff. And also, if you didn't know, we do have merch. It is linked in the comments below. Don't forget to make somebody smile today and take care of each other out there. I'm Jason Oliver, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of the Vodkast podcast. Take care, and boy howdy.